All right, so here I am in round 3, week number 2. So far, so good. So I'm up to 152,242 in the account. So this is about the blow up zone from the last 2 times. Get to this number and start to blow the account up. So we'll see what happens. I do have an evening strategy I'm going to start adding now. So that'll be my 50-50 strategy at night on the 5-minute candle with the ES. So you'll see that here in a few minutes when the market opens. And we'll see how we do with that strategy on the 5-minute candle there. My trade starts at 6:35 every single time. It'll be exactly 6:35. I'll be in a trade, short or long, whatever direction the indicator is telling me, but I will be in a trade every 6:35 in the evening, as well as my 50-50 trade in the morning that takes place every 9:30, exactly in the morning, 9:30. I have a trade to take, whether it's long or short, depends on what the indicator says. And then I'm trading gold during the day, during normal hours, but I start at 7, I trade through the normal trading hours, so about 1:30 on gold. Just 1 or 2 trades a day is what I'm lucky to get. Sometimes I don't even get a trade, but I'm going with the higher probability and less frequency trading. So with that said, right now you're looking at the account, like I said, 152 something. So right now the rule, right here, it's telling me now how much I need to stay ahead to not blow up the account. So even though I'm up $2,242 in the account, I could still only lose $4,000. Once I've lost $4,000, I blow up the account, they close the account on me, and I have to start over. So it looks like I have a buffer of $2,242. That's what I've made so far, but that's not how it works. Once I get above 154,000, this line right through here, I'll start to develop a buffer. Everything above that would be buffer zone. But for now, I still can only lose $4,000. So now that I'm up $2,242, I can increase my contract size up to 5 contracts right now. But here's the thing. Like I said, I could still only lose $4,000. So do I want to increase to 5 contracts? And then if I speed bump gold, then I can go ahead and add some additional contracts there because the speed bump probability is so high. So I'll end up doing that for speed bumping. So that's the game plan. All right, see when the market opens. All right, so here we are, Sunday night, round 3, week number 2. First week, I only had 3 days of trading in there, and I was able to make $2,242.
Order submitted.
Okay, so now I'm in. Target there, stop down here. Got 20 seconds. I'm going to, even if it doesn't trigger my speed bump here because of the switch, I'm going to reverse my trade.
Order submitted.
All right, reverse my trade by clicking that little reverse button. Move my stops around for now. All right, so 4600 is my new stop. Okay, so now I'm in a situation where I recovered most of my loss from my speed bump. Basically, I'm $687 up in this trade right now. I had lost 937. Brings my loss down to 281-ish. So what do? I want more money. I want all my money back. I want to recover this. I think it's going to go lower. Why? Because I want it to go lower. So what do I do in this situation? We do have support here that's getting ready to break. But if it doesn't break, then it can rally off this support. If it does break, it could tank pretty good. So one thing I could do is I can come over here and go to close my position, or I can just put my stop just above this little candle here and give it a shot to break down like that. So now if this backs up and gets me out, that's fine.
Stop fill.
Okay, there we go. So I'm out. So speed bump recovered the majority of my losses. I was down over $1,000 or about $1,000. 9 something, and now I'm only down 355, so it did its job. Then I can come over here and go right click, sell, stop limit,
order submitted,
and put that order in. So now if it wants to break this support area and head down to this next area, I can scalp that. But I want to be out because if this support holds, it can rip higher. And I don't want to be in it if it rips higher and give away all the profits I just had to recover my day. Only being down 355, a half a trade makes up that difference. So it's not a big loss. When you go down like, 2 or 3 times what you normally would make in a trade or in a day, then it becomes hard because then you're like, oh, I'm 3 trades away or 4 trades away from recovering or 3 days away from recovering. And that's if you don't make any mistakes in those next 3 or 4 trades. and then it can become a slippery emotional disaster that just keeps taking you down. So better to get out, do what the speed bump is intended, to recover part of my loss, not necessarily all of it. And if I believe this is going to break lower, if it breaks through support, then I can make another trade. I don't have to stay in it waiting for this to break. I can get out, wait for it to break, and then go from there. So that order is in. My limit order to the downside is in. And then if it breaks, I'll get in. It's going to come down. And then I'll be putting in a stop immediately because I got my OCO order set up. I'll trail it down tight because the next area is going to be right here. It needs to break this purple line. So if this break isn't fast through this purple line, then I need to right away start to lock in profit because this could bounce from there. Sometimes you'll see a ticker hit support, hit support, hit support, break through, come back up, and then take off. And a lot of times when it does that, there's a lot of long positions that have their stops right at that support. And you have shorts like me waiting to get in when that support breaks. So if they break through that support, they can get all those longs to stop out. They can collect the shorts and then rip it higher and kind of mess up everybody. But also creates a lot of liquidity in the market and allows for big money to come in and buy lots of shares or lots of contracts without the price taking off too much during that time, because there's lots of sellers on both ends available. So, but we'll see. If this wants to break right here, I'll get in and then I'll trail it tight unless it breaks this support quick. Then I'll give it room to crash and we'll see how much money we can make tonight.
Submitted.
Okay, so in short right there. So I'm going to move my target down here. My stop, I'm going to leave it right there. And then, yeah, okay. All right, so I need to go to bed. I can't sit here and keep monkeying with this trade. So this is what I'm going to do. All right, so I can leave my stop here, or my target, my limit order here. That'll be about $1,750 is what I would pick up if it came down here, which is fine for the account. I'm not going to put it lower because this is most likely the next area for it to try to find some new support. If it wants to come down any further, it may just find support here and boost higher. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the
order
speed bump.
Canceled.
Yeah, and I'm just going to leave it here. And if I end up with a loss on this trade and have a bigger losing day, I'm just going to let it ride, wake up in the morning, see what happens. You know, it's not going to hurt me too bad if I get stopped out, as long as it doesn't reverse my trade. And then if I get the target, that'll be pretty sweet. So I'm going to leave it here. We'll see what happens in the morning. A little bit of extra risk, not being able to manage it. I say risk because I'm not locking in profit that I could be locking in if it comes halfway down and then goes back higher and I miss out on all that cash. So, all right, we'll see what happens in the morning. All right, so very disappointing, very disappointing. I knew this was going down. I left it last night, not worried about it. And sure enough, it went through that target, came all the way down, just like I said it was going to, and continued past that. So easy money is what should have happened, but I ended up with a $1,125 total loss in the overnight trading because I got stopped out right here at the very penny, and then it sold off. And it's like, man, the market's out to get me, right? How many times do you feel that way? The market's out to get me when that happens. But right now I'm in the combine. I'm not even in the market, really. I mean, it's just a simulator. The market doesn't see my trade right here. So, you know, it definitely wasn't out to get me. But reality, what should I have done? I should have looked at this, paid attention to it a little more before I called it a night, and then moved my stop to retest the bottom of this major bounce and this major little area right here. I probably should have put my stop up there. Looking back, 2020 is day trading, right? Always easy to look back in the chart and say, oh, this is obvious. Look, you know, you buy here, you sell it here. It's so obvious afterwards. So anyway, I got stopped out, and it is, you know, that's how it goes. And I end up with a big loss, unfortunately. So you play sometimes. You play, you pay sometimes. So right now I do have a trade setting up in the ES, though. I'm going to take. It's going to be available in about a minute. So we have a switch to the long side. Hit F if you want this to recenter your chart. It's going to be available to the long side here in just a couple minutes. So I'm going to jump into this then. I'm going to jump into this to the long side, and then we'll see if we can recover a little bit of our red day here. Maybe it won't be as bad.
Order submitted.
Okay, jumped in just a tad bit late there. Candle closed a little quick for me, but I think still got in a pretty good spot. So yeah, just a tad bit late. All right, let me mark this chart up. Okay, got stop in, got the target in. I'm going to go finish doing what I was doing. I'm not going to be able to stay for very long, so hopefully I can get this target, pop out of the trade with some profit, and call it a day. I already have $500 right now, so a move all the way here should probably erase all my losses for the day and put me in profit, which would be pretty sweet. And this is a really nice setup to do it, so we'll see just how long it takes. Let this push up a little bit, get my stop in. So I've recovered my entire loss with this trade, which is nice. Maybe I'll put a couple dollars in my pocket if I can get out before this rejects and goes back down again. I don't know if it's going to go back down, but it might. And I got close enough to the target where I'm happy popping out of this trade. All right, starting off green. All right, I'm going to lock in there. If it wants to back up, I'll just take it out. And whatever it is, even if it's a red day, I'll take it.
Stop filled.
All right, so green day. We're going to have a green day after all. Instead of closing the day down $1,100. It's a new day. See you in the morning. Okay, so here we are Monday night. I got about a minute and a half left. Just getting ready to jump into this ES trade on the 50-50 strategy. So I'll be jumping in long here based on the indicator and then speed bumping if necessary. But we'll see. This looks like it might be all right. Let's see here.
Order submitted.
Okay, so in the trade. Move my stop down, move my target up real quick. Okay, so I was working on my computer and I opened a window that opened over NinjaTrader. And I closed that window. And when I did, I double clicked and ended up buying more shares. And I just hit close right away. So I don't know exactly what happened, but I know I can't have more than 5 shares or 5 contracts. So I hit close right away and it may have hurt me pretty bad. P&L wise, because I think it dropped just as I went long buying those extra shares. And then I'm going to head out and go grab some dinner. All right, we'll see what happens when I get back. All right, just got home from dinner and I can see that I should be
order submitted.
Speed bumping this. Woof, $800, $812. So that was yeah. All right, so between that extra contracts I messed up on and everything. But there was the stop was that red line, came down, got stopped out right there. We're still at the stop, so I was able to go ahead and throw that speed bump in there. Let me adjust my stops now. 4573, 4573.
Can I eat dessert?
Eat dessert? You have to ask mommy about that.
No, I don't want.
All right, so targets in, stops in. I don't want to speed bump that
Order
stop.
canceled.
And then, yeah, there we go. So that's all in. And then we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll be able to recover a little bit of this. I did mess that up when I was closing a window and accidentally double-clicked and hit buy. So, all right, bring the conclusion to you. All right, still going with this trade. It is taking absolutely forever to finish. So I'm at the target. I could get out here right now for $200, loss, basically. Recover almost all my loss down to $200. It's pretty sweet, and I should be happy with that and get out. But the Nasdaq's tanking right now. The Dow is kind of going flat. So I'm looking at the ES. Looks like it's catching up to the Nasdaq. So I really want to be able to see this thing break to new lows like the Nasdaq has done. And the Dow's on its way down, kind of sideways to down as well. So if this is trailing the Nasdaq, then I want to be able to hang out and make some money. But I'm not going to hang out that long. It's getting late. I need to get to bed. So we'll see. If this doesn't make a move soon, I'm just going to bounce out. I'm going to do that. I'm going to close my position.
Order filled.
All right, close that. Take that profit of $39. Look, just in time. Just in time.
Order submitted.
Okay, back in the trade. I don't want to speed bump, though.
Order canceled.
Put my stop here. My target, I'll leave it there. We got 2 minutes left for this candle to close, and the Nasdaq and the Dow is tanking pretty good. I might show you this. I might have to pull up the Dow here. Look at this on the Dow right now. Look at that, gapped up. So this is a bearish engulfing candle. I haven't seen one of these in forever. So I haven't seen a bearish engulfing like this in I don't even know how long, like years. Got to be careful though, because sometimes they have these blow off candle kind of things where like there's all this selling action going on right now. And then is there any sellers left at the end of it? And then do we see a rally for a while? That's kind of the scary part. Okay, it looks like the Dow's going green. The Nasdaq's thinking about going green. I'm going to go ahead and just lock in this profit here of $900. Oh, I just missed it. Oh, no. All right, I'll stay where I'm at. Could have had plenty of
Stop
room.
filled.
All right, so I'm out. So I'm out of the trade. $706. I should have took that 960 right off the table. Could have got an extra 200 bucks. But all right, so there you go. So pretty sweet trade. I'm gonna wake up in the morning and see what this thing does. This could be insane day tomorrow. All right, everybody. See you in the next trade. All right, so here we are, Tuesday morning, getting ready to trade my 50-50 strategy here at the open. I got about a minute left, but I'm going to scroll back here. You can see this is the green line that I had last night as my target that I expected it to get to. And you can see it was just tagging it there a whole bunch of times. That was the support area I was expecting it to come down to. And you can see where I got out right here on this candle. Came down a little bit more and then went sideways for a long time. This would have been a terrible ride all the way back up, but I might have got stopped out. So good thing I pulled my trade off the table right there. That was definitely a smart move. And it did hit this target that I was expecting, the support area. So right now in the 50-50 trade in 20 seconds, depending on where this candle closes, I'm going to short it. Right now, because my indicator is telling me to short, okay, now I'm going to buy it long. If it closes with a purple box, I'm going to short it. It closes with a green box, I'm going to buy it long. I almost feel like I should just sit out on this one.
Order submitted.
It's a little bit late there. All right, speed bump is going to be just above this candle. Oh wait, I'm long. I should be short. All right, well, maybe we'll get lucky here. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Stop filled.
I was supposed to be short that trade. I accidentally got into it long. Started to rip higher, so I just took my profits, and yeah, I'm good to be out. I think I took profits on that. Yeah, got in right here. 4561, got out up here. 4563 with a couple contracts, made a little bit of money. I was supposed to be short in it. Probably should just stayed in because it's technically speed bumping, so I would be getting long in this. Let's see if it wants to pull back. I'll get back in. It's not going to switch. Switches, I'm going to jump into the long side. All right, so disaster this morning. Disaster struck. So I tried to juggle a business meeting at the same time as trading and only having like 4 hours sleep last night. So NASDAQ right here, nice switch. I'm supposed to get into it to the long side and got into it short instead. And then when I realized I was in short, there was some weirdness happen. I might have gotten into it actually the correct direction. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I know I had my 50-50 OCO on right here instead of NQ3. And it basically, I jumped into the trade and it got me out right away because my stops were too tight on it because that's not for the strategy. This needs a lot more room to run. So, so it got me out immediately pretty much and reversed my trade, I think. I was able to hit close, and then I went right to sell for whatever reason, and shorted it. It's clearly a long trade. See that? See the indicator to the long side, green, purple to green switch, right? And I shorted it, and by the time I realized I shorted it, it was almost going to be blow up account. So I said, you know what? I'll just add 2 more contracts short, and if it retraces, which it started to, I would think that was in this candle right here. If it retraces back to my average, which was just below that candle, I'll get out break even. And it went down quick and went back up even faster. And it didn't. I didn't get that break even. I could have popped out, I think, at a moment there for around $300. It's kind of hard to like pay attention to this monitor and my other computer. When you're on Zoom, you don't want to always be looking at something else. It's kind of weird. So I was trying not to look like I was looking at my other monitor while I was on a Zoom meeting. Oh, so dumb. So anyway, it rallied from there, and my account blew up for the day. I think I'm just in time out for the day. So my account now is at 148,848, and I was at one point at 153,000. You know, it would have been really nice to just hang out for the day, not even trade, just skip it. But I'm tired of taking all the losers and not taking the winners. And here's another winner. I just try to juggle it with no sleep and doing other things. And yeah, it was a dumb. And now I'm in the penalty box. So I didn't think something as simple as hitting the buy button would be too complicated to juggle during a meeting. But when I didn't have the right ATM strategy on, and it started buying and selling and speed bumping and craziness, and I was kind of flustered, closed, trying to get back in. I didn't want to miss the move, and then that's what happens. All right, everybody. Disappointing, coming off of a few really good days. Last night was awesome, watching that big sell-off, hitting all the targets that were expected. Count was looking great. It's just really disappointing. Round 3 might go down in round 3. Might have to go for a round 4. Okay, so here we are on Monday evening, coming off a very disappointing morning. So the count was up 153,000 and change. Now I'm at 148.8. If I hit 147.8, it's game over again already. So what am I going to do about this? How do I get this back like right away? Because it's a combine, I don't want to wait for a long time to get this back. I want it back now. So how do I do that? Could flip a coin, and if it's heads, I go long on the ES or the NQ tonight. If it's tails, I go short. So maybe we're going to do that. Just kidding. So how do I get it back? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this to the 1 hour candle. So I'm going to do my 50-50 strategy with NQ on the 1 hour candle. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the NQ right now. It looks like to the long side. As soon as this as soon as the market's about to open, I'm going to try to jump in right away to the long side on NQ.
Order submitted.
Oh no, it's too tight. It's too tight. Don't get stopped out. Okay. All right, so in on the NQ, I'm going to mark it up, and then I'll mark this chart up over here, and we'll see how it goes. I'm long the NQ right now, and it's kind of a bit of a Hail Mary, if you will, in a way. It's a pretty high percentage rate success, around 80% success right now, that I should be profitable on this trade. But, if it pulls back too much, then I blow up the account, and it's game over tonight. Okay, so here with that gold trade, it's moving up nice. We're up $645 in the trade right now. Thinking about just taking that profit, actually, and then looking to trade the night out in smaller trades. So that gave me my buffer of $600 to trade for the rest of the night. And then basically trade off of that is what I'm thinking about doing. Or at least locking in profits here. You got the 30-minute candle getting ready to close. Just a 1 hour you're looking at right now. But that will mean we could see some retrace on this and then boost from there. So I'm tempted to take my $500 on it. Candle's going to close, so there'll probably be a little retrace. I'm going to lock in profit on this trade so I don't take a red trade. I can't really afford a red trade right now, so if anything, I'll lock in some profit, take $400, whatever it is. I'm going to try to trade out the night and see if I can make up $3,000 tonight just by trading out the night on different tickers. And then tomorrow, and we'll see what happens here. Okay, so we've almost fully retraced this 1 hour candle over here. So I'm going to move my stop up again to lock in some profit. I'm going to go ahead and move my stop up. All good if it backs up and gets me out. I'll take my $700 to $800. I only have to do that a few more times tonight and I'll be recovered. So we'll trail this up, lock in $800 or so. Looking for a retrace of this candle right here. It's really all I was looking for. So, which is happening right now, so I'm good to go. Can lock that in, unless this really wants to boost. It does want to boost. Look at that. Maybe we'll get $1,000 out of this trade. We'll see. Got my retrace. That's what I wanted to do.
Filled.
Okay, cool. So I got out of that trade for $872 after commission, so almost $900. Good to go with that one. So now I'll look for a new trade. We'll see if we can get back that $3,000 tonight. The rule number one when you have a big loss is don't try to make it all back in one trade or even one day. But if I can trade it out with several different tickers on a higher time frame, higher time frames have bigger moves. I just made them $872. That gives me a much more room. So now I can lose $1,800. So it makes it a lot easier to trade out the evening. So we'll see what comes up. And we'll see what we can do with this trade. This might still be moving on higher quite a bit. I mean, we could see a retrace back up to here. But I got to be smart about this and just take my small chunks and see what we can do. All right, everybody, bring the next trade to you. Okay, I'm back in gold. Looking for another small move here in gold. Going to mark it up. All right, I'll let this thing play out. I'll bring the conclusion to you. Okay, so we got a nice push higher with this 5-minute candle, putting us in the $1,000 range. I'm going to go ahead and take
Order
off
canceled.
this stop. Reaching the top of this red candle right here. I'm going to move this up to lock in some profit.
Stop filled.
All right, cool. So out of that trade, I'm happy to be out. Yeah, it may go a little bit more, but now we got $1,084 in the day, and then I'm gonna go look for the next trade that I can scalp, and we'll see what we get. So now just wait. I got 3 seconds for got 3 contracts.
Order submitted.
Okay. All right, so I'm in short, looking for a rejection off this area, or starts to break out, which is fine too, and then I'll just reverse my trade. But right now I'm expecting it to sell off and make a little scalp on that sell off.
Order submitted.
See, look. All right, so we just got that switch right now, so looking very bullish. I got spiders in my office right now. My daughter that doesn't want to finish her bath. I guess crazy right now in my house. So let's not be too distracted and be focused. Let's get a move up here. So that trade we took like a $800 loss on it. That small little move was about $800 loss for 3 contracts. Looking for a move back up. Let's move this stop back down. This will blow up the account if we get stopped out on this trade. Okay, so this 1 hour candle is about to close. I'm going to go over here in the 30-minute chart. You can see this one did retrace. So we got one healthy retracement in there, but on the 1 hour candle, none of these have retraced. Like, that's not normal. So most likely this one's going to retrace. If it does, 15963, 15963, it might come all the way back down to here, you know, if it's a full retracement. So I guess it's not so bad if I just hang out and wait for it, because I'll be able to survive that full retracement. But if we end up, you know, with a nice healthy consolidation, I won't be able to survive that. So I'd love for this to boost here in the next 2 minutes, if not at the beginning of this new hour candle, so I can lock in some better profits and then just get out of the trade and wait for another setup. I can't survive a healthy consolidation with my account right now, at least not with this many contracts. So I could dump down to 1 contract and I might be able to survive it, but I'm not sure if I'd even survive it with 1. So I'd rather just be out altogether, get that maximize the profit and just pop out. But if I have to, I'll go for the ride and we'll see what happens. Okay, so it keeps having a hard time breaking above this level right here. This 5-minute candle's got 3 minutes left in it, but I am back to the $1,000 and change range. So I think what I might do is pop out of this trade right here and then put my entry in when it breaks here. So I'll miss a little bit of the move, but at least I won't be here for it when it gets rejected, if it gets rejected. So let's see here, close. And it looks good on the 1 hour chart, looks good on the 30-minute chart. Everything looks kind of good right now, but it might not break above that. But either way, this puts me in a good position if I don't take any more trades tonight.
Stop fill.
All right, cool. So out of that trade, make sure I got no open orders. Nothing going on. Okay, so look at that drop come down. So like I said, the new hour is going to be setting up here soon. We'll be looking at, you know, the wicks being put in on the 30-minute and the 1 hour candles, and then at the same time we could see a sell-off on that 1 hour before it wants to resume higher. I don't want to be a part of all of that, so I'll take that money. And then tomorrow, what this ends up meaning now is now I have $2,400 to spare, which when I'm trading my 50-50 strategy and gold tomorrow, I'll have plenty of room to be able to trade those, speed bump those, and not have to worry about blowing up my account. So I just want to bring this back up to show you that NQ trade, right? I got out here and this candle right here. I wish I'd gotten that. You saw how fast that thing went. It was insane. But I mean, look at the sell-off. Look at the sell-off that's taking place right now. So I would be already giving back all my profits. I'd be going back into the red zone, and it would turn out to be a bad night if I had gotten greedy. But paying attention, focusing to all my tools, also based on trading knowledge, you know, looking at the charts, knowing what happens at the 1 hour, the 15-minute, the 5-minute, and the 30-minute, those are all significant candles. So, you know, things happen in those time frames. So if you're aware of those things and you start to notice what's happening in those time frames, then that can help you kind of forecast what might be taking place. So anyway, trading in the simulator is how you get that experience. Trading is super risky. As you can see, I've already blown up a couple times in my Topstep challenge here, the Battle of the Combine. But you know, if you really work hard at it, trading the sim for a long time, it's possible to be successful in the markets. It's just not. It's like, why is it so hard when it's easy? Because it kind of is easy, but it's really hard, if that makes any sense. I should say this. It's not easy, but it is simple. And if you can master it, then you can be successful at it. All right, waiting for the next trade. Okay, just jumped into gold here. Got in just in time. It's kind of a weird spot to get in the middle of a gap. I wonder how that fill happened. I guess because it's not a real market, you can see stuff like that, but typically would have been somewhere in there. But either way, jumped into gold on a 5-minute candle based on the switch. And because I normally don't trade gold on the switch in the evening, but we've had several switches here that have failed. And this is why I don't normally trade gold in the evening. So this one was successful, this first one. And then we had fail, and then we had fail. So this is kind of like, you know, the third one, very high probability. Still has to break out above this area though. And if it doesn't, then it's going to sell off. And most likely I will see a nice speed bump. So I only got one contract of gold for now. And then I'll jump in. You can see up here the green. I'm long gold one contract. And then down here we have a speed bump. So I'll sell the one and buy another one. But if this fails, I want to be in with 2. Actually, I want to be in with 3, so I need to buy 2 more. Sell stop limit or stop market.
Order submitted.
Okay, so I just added to my stop there. So now I'll be able to do that. So I'm going to mark up this chart. We'll see how gold does. And then I'm going to show you I'm so aggravated about last night. Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a second. All right, so now that this trade is in, marked up, all set up, everything's good to go. I'm going to go and show you what happened last night. So let's go over to NQ and ES. I think I can just show you right on here, actually. All right, so here was the trades last night. So you can see right here, I told you I expected this to get to this target. That's on the NQ. Okay, so you can see where I said on last night, you know, I expected potential for this target here. And then sure enough, definitely hit that target. The next possible level up was there. I'm going to show you actually on Thinkorswim. All right, so I put this purple line on Thinkorswim and it showed you that support resistance area. That was significant and expected in the overnight that I would hit that. But I said I'm going to pop out of my trade because I'm worried that the way everything's looking on my indicators that this thing is going to sell off to the sideways, possibly go down before going up and hitting that target. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. And I don't know if I was going to have enough in my account to be able to weather this storm. I might have blown up my account right before it boosted higher. So that's why I did what I did. Took my profit and got out. And sure enough, it did exactly what was expected. I just didn't have an account that would allow me to trade the NQ over this kind of time frame. So the downside to it though is I was looking at the ES and the NQ on the smaller time frames, and I had alerts in so that I could trade some of these moves. So this was the move I was in. Took my profit, put my alerts in. So if the indicator switched, then I can come in and trade some of the switches. So smaller, these maybe $400 or $500 switches, and I could have traded these switches. So that was the plan. I told you I wanted to be able to recover my night. And right here, I would have had my 3 switches, $1,500, recovered the day. Boom, I'm in bed. And actually, this might have been a little bit more, around 7 and change for each one of these switches. So I would have put profit in I would have recovered my entire losing day and put profit in my pocket. Would have made over $3,000 last night, and the internet went out. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to trade at all. I was getting text messages on my phone telling me, hey, your trade's ready. And I couldn't do anything because the internet was out. I could trade it on Thinkorswim, but that's not going to help me with my combine. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to do anything. Then this morning, same thing. I didn't have internet all day today until this evening. So right here is the 50-50 trade. I would have gotten to the long side. Of course, that would have been an immediate loser. But with the speed bump, as we do on the 50-50 trade, I'm in profit. So I would have made money on it. I would have made a ton of money, maybe a few $100s, but it's still money. The point is, I missed out on money last night and I missed out on money there. All right, so you know the theme kind of continued there a little bit. It was starting out to be a great night. I had enough volatility to recover the account, and I got put in the penalty box because of my internet provider. So I had to miss out on all the winners so that I can hopefully trade some losers tonight, apparently. But we'll see what happens. But either way, the account is back above 150,000, so that's great. But I can still only lose about 2,000 and change because my max loss on the account is $4,000 until above $154,000. Then I can start building a buffer. So right now I still got to recover another 2,000 or so, and then I'll be back in a good spot as far as max loss goes. So anyway, so that's where we're at. So in GC right now, let's scroll this back over, go to the 5-minute candle. So in GC right now, so looking to make a little profit on that. You can see my target, basically this green line here, just has it retesting this top right there. And then I'll be able to pop out with some profit and then wait and see what other trades might set up tonight on the NQ or ES or YM or whatever. I'm going to keep an eye on all of it, see if I can make up some ground tonight on some switches. And yeah, I'll bring those trades to you. I can add another one, but I'll have to right click in and do it. But I'll just leave it like that. So I just added another contract. So now I got 2 contracts long in gold. My new average price. Move this down here. It was on its way to that target and then said, let's blow off real quick. Get rid of a bunch of traders, collect some new ones, and then go higher. That's what I hope it's doing.
Order submitted.
All right, so now I'll have 3 contracts to the short side if this thing comes down and trips this target right here, right?
Order submitted.
Okay, so I'm going to reverse my trade here. Where's that button? Right there.
Order filled.
And buy.
Order submitted.
All right, there we go. So reverse the trade. So we got a new switch. It's insane. There's, well, let's see. We'll see what we got here. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 switches that failed. Gold's not necessarily a high probability in the evening. That's why I usually don't trade it in the evening. I'm only really trading in the evening right now, the ES or the NQ or the YM. But when I saw 3 switches failed, come on, you can't have a 4th one fail. Well, it didn't technically fail yet because this is the stop right here. So this one could still be good and it could still hit. But because we have this new switch setting up, one of these is going to be wrong. So I figured I would just I'd switch my position to this switch and then I'll speed bump it if that's what happens. So might be a little over trading tonight, but in the end, I think we'll be all right. Break even plus a few dollars.
Order submitted.
All right, so got stopped out. That was quick. I might blow up my account, actually. I wasn't paying that close attention. All right, gold, you better sell off or I'm going to go boom on my account. Don't even back up. I don't even got room for you to back up. 148.43. I think I got 147.6 and it's game over. How many? Yeah, I got 3 contracts. All right, we'll see what happens. Do we blow up tonight? Or is gold going to bring it home? We'll find out here in a few minutes. I normally don't trade gold at night. I trade with stuff that I know what it's going to do. And I was like, oh, look at all these switches. One of these has got to be a winner. I might as well jump in. So a bit of a casino trade here. Probably should not have taken it. And unfortunately, it is what it is. You know, I'm in and going for the ride right now.
Order filled.
All right, there we go. Blew up another account. Round 3. Combine wins. I blew up another account with a casino trade. The plan was 50-50 strategy with ES in the night, NQ in the morning, gold during the day, and an occasional other nighttime trade if there's looks like a really good setup that's got high probability, like I did the other night. But this one, I mean, it felt like it had high probability, but I really didn't know because I don't know what the statistics are on gold. This might not work at all in the evening. So I blew it up with a casino trade, which I'm a little bit sad about, but a little bit not. Part of the reason why a little bit not is because I haven't actually paid for a reset yet. So I'm going to do that in the morning so I can see what that process is and what actually like happened. How does that actually go? How long does it take to get back in after you've paid for a reset? And then, yeah, see how that whole thing is. So that'll be something new to learn tomorrow morning. And then I'm going to get back at it with a bigger room now because I'll have $4,000 to lose. And see if maybe I can still get this combine done before next week. So, yeah, that's fantastic. All right, round 3, combine wins.